Tripp Kramer here from trippadvice.com. Now you got to understand something. There's a famous saying in personal development, I believe it was coined by Jim Rohn, where he says, "You are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with." What does that mean? That means that the people that you hang out with have a very big influence on who you are as a person and the decisions that you make, right? If you hang out, for example, with people who are very successful, that's going to help drive you and motivate you to become successful. If you end up hanging out with people who are losers and just doing nothing with their lives, maybe doing drugs all day or something to that extreme, you might be influenced to make those decisions and partake in those activities. Now, with this concept, you also tend to take on the personality and ways of a person. So what does this have to do with you being more funny around girls? Well, here's the thing. One of the best ways to teach yourself to be funny around girls is to surround yourself by people who are funny. I've been over this in my head for so long to figure out how to teach someone to be funny. Because when you're funny, it does help with attraction. Making a girl laugh does spark that emotion and it makes her feel good around you. So it is a good thing to do. Is it absolutely necessary? No, but it does help. Now, I've been struggling with trying to figure out how to teach someone to be funny because there's not a formula. Okay, yeah, there are formulas of jokes, but if you just go online or I teach you some formulas to jokes, then you're just gonna be saying jokes and it's gonna come off very cheesy, very inauthentic, and therefore not so funny. So how to become funny? Well, like I said, you surround yourself by people who are funny, and you're probably thinking, well, Tripp, I don't have funny friends, or what are you saying, I have to go out and search for funny friends? Not necessarily. You could take it to that extreme. I would say if you do have a friend who's funny, hang out with them more, because again, when you're hanging out with them, you're gonna see how they're making jokes all the time, and it just happens. When you hang out with people, you take on their mannerisms, you take on some of their personality when you spend a lot of time with them. So yeah, if you've got that funny friend, hang out with them a bunch. But another very easy way to do this is go on YouTube and just watch an hour of comedy every single day. Surrounding yourself by people doesn't have to be so literal in person. I mean, if you want to surround yourself by successful people, watch successful motivational speeches, read books by people who are successful, watch videos on whatever that thing is that you want to become successful at. And in this case, it's the same thing. If you want to be funny, watch people who are funny. I would really recommend watching stand-up comedians. It's not just about watching videos that are funny that make you laugh, because that's not going to help you become funny if you watch a bunch of prank videos on YouTube. I mean, watch stand-up. Okay, watch stand-up comedy. Find your favorites and watch it. Or try some new ones. There's new comedians coming out all the time. On Netflix, there's always a new person that I never even recognize. Like, who's this person? They have a stand-up special. Or on HBO or wherever. But look at that. Free on YouTube if you want to, is watch stand-up. And surround yourself by it. Like I said, you can watch an hour a day, which is a lot, by the way. Doing an hour of the same thing every single day, can make a huge difference in your life. Whether it's going out and approaching, which I really always recommend and encourage, is you to go out and practice meeting and talking to girls, or spending an hour just watching videos of people who you think are funny. I'd even recommend that you pick one comedian and just plow through all of their material. Because if you get to know one person really well, it'll be easier for you to pick up on that type of comedy, those kind of mannerisms. Now try this, okay? Try this. I don't know if it's the end-all be-all solution for you to be funny around girls. It might not work for everybody, but it's definitely something that has been known to help. I know for sure, whenever I watch a bunch of stand-up, I just feel like cracking jokes, or I seem to take on that personality just for like a little bit after I watch it, because I've been so engrossed in this person's comedy, and it just kind of stays with you, right? There's this thing called the law of state transference, where if you're in a certain emotional state with someone, they can bring it on to you. So for example, if someone's really sad and down in the dumps, and you're around them, or you're watching something like that on a video, you start to feel that way. And if they're really happy, then you start to feel that way. If they're really funny, like I'm saying in this case, then you can start to feel that way as well. And this might take a while. It might take a while to really pick up on those mannerisms and things like that, but do that. I'm not even saying necessarily take someone's jokes, although you can. Sometimes I'll just say lines from a movie that are really funny. People know I'm referencing the line from the movie but people laugh anyways, and I'm just seen as the funny person, even though I'm clearly not making that line up, and I've clearly just repeated something that I heard somewhere that they know, but still, you get that stamp of, hey, this guy's pretty funny when you can do that. So even just repeating jokes like that people might know from a movie, from stand-up, still very funny. Now I have a few jokes that you can actually use that do make girls laugh. I have a video of it on YouTube. I'm gonna put a link to that video in the description below. I want you to watch that so you can at least have a little bit of material that you can work on to be more funny when you're in conversation. Just a few jokes that seem to work most of the time. So go check that out. I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video.
If you're having trouble meeting hot women in your town and getting them interested in you, then listen up. I have an undetectable way of getting girls instantly attracted to you, even if you're ugly, broke, and live at home with your parents. This system has worked for thousands of guys, and it can work for you too. I teach it in my program called Hooked, where you'll also learn 2 behaviors most men do that instantly destroys any attraction. My 3-step friend zone escape plan to reset her feelings for you and get her liking you. 30 different pre-written texts to send a girl that make her want to meet up with you. And how to have unshakable confidence so you can approach any beautiful woman in any place. If you want to learn this and how to get women hooked on you, then go to getherhooked.com. Again, that's getherhooked.com.